Hello, sports fans from around the world. It's the one you've been waiting for, the NRL SuperCoach BDE Podcast. We are two of the three of the best draft experts tonight, here to bring you all of the Origin hype, talk about the round 13 teams, and a bit of strategy to help you win in your draft leagues. As I said, only two of us. Todd's is down for the count, Simo. His turn, mate, but good to have you aboard, and it feels like old times, my friend.
It does feel like old times, and shout out to the big man Toddy, because you and I were both off the podcast 2 weeks ago, or was it 3 now? Was pretty recently. So he did well to man the fort that week. So we definitely owe him one. But it is a bit of a turn back time. You and I on the potty together, so it's always good to get stuck into a few teams, and a bit of Origin chat's always good as well.
That's all right. And keeping us honest, some of our loyal listeners, Golden Rich, not happy with the 8:39 start, mate. I like the keenness. We'll take that as keen, mate. Good to have you aboard. My man, Levi, let's go, boys. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us again.
Levi's in the
love
house.
the work. So it's Origin week, mate. One more night until the big one. Always get excited before game one in particular. And I swear you blink and game one's done is usually how it feels, right?
Yeah, it's a fast game. It'd be really interesting. I'm actually looking forward to, obviously the game itself, but just there's a lot of pressure on Ash Klein all of a sudden. Like how he's going to ref this game, and it'd be good to see what happens there. Like, is he going to just let things flow, or is he going to start pinging a few penalties? Because if he has a bad game, like he's on the chopping block. He's got a few people critiquing him, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I just think my man Adam G, who I used to talk up as the clear number one, has not really distanced himself this year. It's been a rougher tale of the tape, so I'm not going to sit here and say it should be him. But I feel like they'll run Simpkin or something, Simo. If it's not Klein, it'll be Simpkin.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of Atkins personally. He'd be probably my pick, but look, G's fine. It's it's easy to say who it shouldn't be than more who it should be. That's the thing. Yeah. You're picking from a bad bunch. There's been a lot of captain's challenges overturned this year.
Some of the on-fields. I've not enjoyed G in the on the video refereing either, to be fair, but he's anyway. A lot of pressure on Klein. Very interesting to see. We said it on the potty last week. Laurie picking a team, assuming it will be a little faster than normal Origin game, a lot more mobile. And then Billy picking a classic Queensland, sort of keep it tight through the middle and try and grind out a 16-10 win. So honestly, I'm sure our listeners, they like that we just put our opinions out there. I actually think Laurie might have got it right. I think there's no way that Klein can go back to the normal Origin grinding given how fast the game is right now. I refuse to believe it. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be the 6 again fest that we've seen, but I do think that it's going to be quicker than a normal Origin game. That's my read.
Yeah, you might be right. I think, I just knowing what Laurie Daly, just
might have lost you there, mate, for a bit. So what we'll do, I'll jump into just a bit of messaging that I wanted to share with the listeners. And I know it's been beautiful to watch the rugby league community rally around Jairo, and being as someone who has kind of been in the disability sector for a long time, I think hopefully some good comes out of it with that spreading of awareness, and Neil Danaher's passing as well. For those who are into AFL, it's pretty emotive times, listeners, but just that awareness and hopefully that he fights a good fight, as they say. So just hats off to Jai. Terrible news, obviously, as well. Welcome back, good sir. I was just thought it was worth mentioning a bit about Jairo, mate, the situation, and just, sending a bit of love. And just, feels good to be part of a community that is so supportive. So, good stuff. Welcome, Razzle. Good to have you, mate. Poor Simo is battling a little bit of internet today, so if he cuts out, I'm just going to keep on rolling.
What else is new?
Mate? So, Simo, this is one of the most sensational Team List Tuesdays we have had post-Origin in recent memory. Now, we've been doing this a long bloody time, you and I. This extended bench thing has absolutely crushed us. The Panthers boys, None of them named. Ouch.
Oh, just cats amongst the pigeons. And like, technically, I think I was reading that every single player has been named. It's just either it might be outside the 19 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's going to be just chaos when it gets to late in the round where, like, obviously you're going to have to stick close to the news and sort of see who's looking like they're trending towards playing, whatever. But, yeah, it's this is just chaos, really, for what we're trying to project out here. Like, trying to get a waiver show done where there's players that we think, like, obviously we're guessing at this point. Like, we don't really know what goes on in the sanctum, which players need to have a spell and who don't.
Yep.
Like, my general take is, like, I just don't see the two Manly guys getting up 2 days after the game. Like, I think Kohler and Olakau'atu, the fact that they're outside the 19, I think they're as good as done. But yeah, like the Panthers guys, I mean, the fact that they're all sort of out there, like outside the 19, I just think, that's just going to be an absolute schmozzle about which guys come back and which ones don't.
There's, for example, Simo, I'm all about it. The Manly one, doesn't take a genius to work out that turnaround is not ideal. 80-minute Tolu Kula, he's not backing up. And Olakau'atu, New South Wales, they need him to have a big game. And I have picked him in my SuperCoach Origin side for that reason. Slapping the VC on him. Love to see it. But yeah, pretty much no shot. The other one I'd add
slapping the VC on as if you can loop.
No. It's two. You get two-time multiplier for your VC and a 3-time multiplier.
Oh, is that how it works? See, as you know, there's no chance I'm putting the team in. So absolute rookie areas for me.
The competitive nature of me means I'm trying to win it all, mate. Wouldn't it be a thing for the potty? One of the BDE is getting up. You love to see it.
In a classic.
Let us know in the comments, lads, if you're getting involved. But yeah, so I think the other one for me, mate, if we just we'll get to the Panthers game, we'll leave it till there. But I have one name that I'd be very shocked backs up out of that trio, and it's how you doing? Like, no shot. He doesn't back up. No way. Not playing in the middle in an Origin game. No chance. All right. Let's jump into the teams. I just saw a couple of our absolutely wonderful regulars have jumped on. G'day, Cal. He says, g'day, Simonson. G'day, Stafford. G'day, Carrazzle. That's good from you, Cal, as always.
G'day, Cal.
There it
That's
is.
a shout.
There
Yes. Good to see you.
Meso, Meso, great to have you aboard, mate, as always, and says, agreed. Well said, Chris. The JR diagnosis is truly horrifying that a 30-year-old could have MND. Yeah, it's horrible stuff. What an awesome player he's been here, tough as nails. Seen a couple of great highlights of him, and I think almost underrated in some parts, Simo, I would say, Jairo, for how tough he is in the middle. And I actually think he's a player, when he came up, the game was a little bit more wrestly and tough in the middle, and that's where he did his really good work because he's a bloody strong human and through the chest and stuff, hey?
Yeah, he was such a good player when he first started out, Jairo. Like, obviously from a SuperCoach lens, we probably saw the best of him at the beginning when he was at the Titans. Like, that's when he was pumping out sort of 50s at halftime, and back in the old days when the scoring system wasn't the way it is now. So, yeah, he's obviously had a few things happen, a few shoulders and whatnot throughout the time, but yeah, it's rough.
This is good from you, Russell. Simo would make a great ventriloquist. That's good. Yep, and we'll lose him from time to time, it seems, folks. So hopefully my net and connection is running as well as it can. Good from you, Razzle. A couple of ones. Before I go to Cal, late, sorry, lads, let's get it. Meso's enjoyed that from Razzle as well. My man Levide, 100% keen for the Origin SuperCoach. That's good stuff. And he's back. You've been absolutely copped an absolute pace in the comments. We love it, mate. Cal says, staggered restings for the Panthers, I reckon. Couple this time around and others next. I think so too, Cal. And again, I'd be just so shocked if it's Yo. All right, let's jump into the teams. Listeners, just because Simo's having a bit of a little battle, I'll throw to you as much as I can, mate, but I'll just keep powering on and hopefully we can get some connection for you. So, the biggest news of the week, and as a Hines owner to our league of record, mate, nailed the pick. He's been outstanding this year, even in a Shark side that's not always been great. Brutal, mate, and a calf injury to boot. Those, Daniel Tupou, him, the way it's affected Fogarty, like calf injuries, mate, they're rife at the moment.
Yeah, Bradman Best as well. I think
Bradman Best, good one. Yep.
He's another one. Yeah, there's a bit going on there. And I mean, I know they've said that it's looking like it might be minor, but I mean, a minor calf is still a calf. Like it's a bit of a worry. Like, yeah, you think it's at least 2, at least. Yeah. As an owner, I sort of would hope that they give him at least that. So
yeah,
it's bit of a rough one for owners, but I mean, what can you do? There's been a lot of injuries happening this year, so you just got to look to the waivers and see what you can come up with. But yeah, it's a bit. We still have to wait for the definitive timeline, but we probably definitely won't have that before tomorrow morning.
I think, Simo, in relation to a prognosis, the problem with calf injuries is that, assessing the severity seems tough. Even our man, the physio Brian, like it's not easy, evidently, because that's why they give that big range on Tupou as well, is 2 to 6, because they just don't know. And as a man who's torn his calf, I can tell you it's a horrible injury, and it can go from being terrible to great really fast as well. It very confusing. Normally an old man injury, though, and none of the people we've spoken about are old men, so I don't know what they're bloody doing, mate, honestly.
Well, I mean, Daniel Tupou is probably the one. Like,
that's fair.
He's more towards the end than the start, but yeah, those are like the other guys. It's it's a bit surprising.
Yeah, I was talking about Best and his size and the soft tissue injury curse for men of his, like, the bulk, and it's real, isn't it? Like, there's not a myth that happens. Yeah,
like Bronson Xerri's he was a bit of a prototype as well in that area, but he sort of gotten it under control this year. But yeah, early on he copped a few sort of hammies and whatnot, but he was really bulking, albeit probably a bit too much at the Sharkies.
But he is leaner now, noticeably, isn't he? Like, definitely.
Oh yeah. With a full leg tat as well.
Let's leave that one alone. He's Dave Bautista'd it pretty much.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's good.
I sure a shot at Batista. First off, someone claiming he was 350 pounds at his peak. He wasn't. And going on about, it's amazing how he's all fit and stuff now and lean. It's like, yes, he stopped taking the juice, most likely. So anyway. Simo, you've got some options here potentially for the Sharks, though. So I want you to think about when you do come back, and I just love that you're smiling at me, though, mate. That's a beautiful smile you left for the listeners. Is Puru one of those options that could step in to replace Hines? Oh, I don't know if you're hearing me, mate. This is going well.
No. You're talking about Puru?
Puru, mate, is he someone? He is halfback eligible. Is there any interest in him given the matchup?
Oh, there is. It's just what I don't like about Puru is, like, this is not a big deal to a lot of people out there. I just hate spending that guy in the first game of the round. Like, I just sometimes just it clogs up your position. Like, obviously you're going to play him in the halfback spot, so I guess it shouldn't really matter. It's just there's just some occasions later in the round where, like, for me, in my specific example, like, a lot of listeners out there will have roster squeezers who own Hines. Like, it's not an easy buy round to cover. The Dolphins obviously got the Titans, who aren't a great Supercoach side, but there's still enough players there, and also the Rabbits. And then you'll have the guys that don't back up, and then obviously Hines. Like, there'll be a lot of leagues out there where you're on a bit of a tough run in terms of who you can start and who you can't. And I just wouldn't want to spend that halfback position on this player early in the round, just because, like, I just want to get a bit more information of the week. I'd like to know how I'm looking in the matchup, if I need those points or not, just to give yourself the option to, potentially, not that we say that this is ideal, but if you do have to wave the right flag because you are having an absolute shocker, at least you can then get rid of Pahuru and look somewhere else later in the round for someone that might take your eye. And, like, I don't view Pahuru as someone that I'm, like, that much more keen on than a lot of the other options at halfback that I'd be going there. That's just me. Like, I don't think he'll kick goals because I reckon Trindle will probably take that over. So, I'm sort of lukewarm on the idea.
Only push back on that, Simo, is a good strategic point. You are going to be competing with the JC owner. You're going to be likely competing with Katoa. You're going to be competing with Cleary potentially, the Moses owner, albeit wouldn't be in very good contention right now. But halfback is going to be thin. So I like your strats, but let's have a think about what are the other halfback options that you could pick up that might have, I guess, even a bit longer value. And I am potentially a certain eel I want to talk about a little later on who could be out there in some leagues. So the other one for me, Jesse Ramian. So interesting signing for the Cowboys, in my opinion. It's an odd one, a couple of years. And Sione Katoa on the double. I guess it's all right. Like, I kind of get it, but like Braden Burns is your right winger, and I think he's better than Sione Katoa personally, just as an all-round player and ability to bring the ball back with a bit more safety. So I don't know. I'm a little confused by that. Sione just switches to the left or vice versa. And I guess with Purdue,
Murray Talangi's gone, isn't he?
That's what we think
Talangi's
to your
gone.
Roosters, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. This all but confirms that for mine.
Pretty much. Both Garrick and Talangi being signed is interesting to me. Like, is Tupou moving on at the end of the year and he hasn't announced it yet or something? It's interesting.
No, look, I imagine that Talangi will just play in the Wanganitawasi's spot, won't he? Assuming Tupou's going around again.
He will, and then so Garrick just comes in to the centres with Toya?
Probably on the left, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. I get maybe there is room for Garrick as well.
Or Garrick could go back to the wing. We don't know.
Yeah. This is a really good point from Meso. It's a very tough pinch this week, even with 5 bench spots. Next year with the Bears and a different-looking draw, hopefully see the end of this 3-bye shape. Yeah, mate, I'm excited. The balancing of the comp will be awesome, and then PNG will come in and take us back here again. So enjoy our little time with a balanced league. So, Simo, Ramian just quickly then, and Stone Street, I'd say they're out there in a hell of a lot of leagues. They have phenomenal bye coverage rest of the bye period. With you potentially cutting out there, mate, I'm going to say yes. I'm happy with low-end claim on Ramian because I think he hasn't quite hit his straps yet. Not a crazy high waiver by any stretch. Stone Street as a plug-and-play in a matchup that I think is pretty decent. Another one for me I'm going to mention is Britton Nickera off the back of Origin. He probably won't play a lot of minutes. So I would imagine, listeners, that he's probably not the worst guy to hope that he goes on a run of form. Now that he's actually got a bit of a taste of Origin, he might just come back and actually start doing some things. But Hines going out actually kind of pours a bit of cold water on that, which really sucks. It's almost really shit timing because I would have been keen on Nickera Simo. I think that could have worked.
I think what you just last said there is bang on. Like, Hines is going to lower the upside of a lot of these Sharkies for the next few weeks. I'm sort of viewing any Sharks pickup as a bye week view at the moment. That's sort of, I know you want to start these guys if you are going to go and waiver for them, especially like Rami and that. But yeah, I think they need to be dropped at a good sort of 20% without Nico.
Yep. Fanua Blake being named, I think almost zero chance backing up, so I don't really understand that. That seems confusing to me. I know they got a win, but boy, that's a big ask. Question here from our man Levide. Would McInnes be a pickup? I'll just jump in and say pretty hard no, to be honest. Not with Colquhoun still on the bench. If Colquhoun were to go down, maybe there's a spot, but I'd just Simo, simple thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, not yet. Bye week free agent maybe, but not a waiver claim.
Yep. Yeah, not for me. I think the tape, he doesn't look as mobile, but obviously working his way back, and we love a bit of Cam McInnes. It's a shame if Fanua Blake was out, Simo, I'd love to say there's an opportunity somewhere there, but I just can't recommend any of those bench spots. There's just nothing there. Over to Manly. Clayton Faulolo, the tail of the tape is become incredibly impressive. The man is... we said it a few weeks in a row. We like the talent, but my goodness, he's fantastic. I am, however, going to throw something out there, listeners, that might again surprise. If you can get a haul for Clayton Faulolo right now to a listener, to one of the members of your league that is just looking at the monstrous last 3-round average, maybe have a sneaker to sell high. You never know, because you can sell them on the round 15 buy coverage as well. Tommy not due back most likely till 16 plus. I think. Actually, my apologies. Manly are not covering 15; they cover 18. If you can sell him somewhere between now and the buy in 15, where him being held will be hard to do, is what I meant to say. Tommy back in 16, you might get something in return you can use for the round 15 buy. So just wanted to throw that out there as an example, because I think we've worked out when the back line is full, as much as we think he probably should play ahead of Jason Saab, it's probably not going to happen. I wouldn't bank on it, put it that way. No. Ruben Garrick, if he holds the goal kicking, it's one of those moments. He's been kicking really well. Bit of a hurt for those Jamal Fogarty truthers. I'd like to believe Jamal gets it back, but, geez, Garrick's kicking them well. So good luck to listeners. Simpkin and Wakeham, not interested in either of those. Burbo had his Cat 1 reduced to a Cat 2 and is able to play.
Yeah, that's incredible, that is. Because, like,
wild.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he was going to fail no matter what the category was, whether it was deemed a Cat 1 or a Cat 2. To me, it just screamed like I must admit, I didn't think it was a Cat 1, but I'm no doctor, clearly. But seeing it just going, okay, that's a Cat 2, but it still looks like he's going to fail that because he looked pretty concussed. So
he was dusty.
Yeah, I mean, good on him for getting it overturned, but yeah, a bit weird.
Yeah, he was pretty dusty indeed. Owners get Lehigh back, which is wonderful. As we said earlier, Tolo Kula and Olakuatu almost certainly not to back up, make other plans. To my beloved Knights, one man who I think's got to be in doubt to back up is Kalen Ponga. I would not be banking on that happening. Red hot chance with that Fletcher Sharp moves back there, and I would imagine Fletcher Hunt into the centres. I almost think I'll almost go as far as warm favourite, Simo. I think against Para without Moses.
No, don't. As a Knights fan, mate, surely you don't want to see him back up.
No, it's given a man who struggled with the soft tissue himself, with the hammies, etc. I wouldn't mind. Rips Queensland to an upset victory and has a rest this week. Fletcher will do plenty against Parramatta. We'll be fine.
If he comes back and plays against the Eels after just playing a full 80 minutes at Origin, and if he comes back and gets injured,
horrendous.
That's horrible mismanagement.
It would be. Yeah. It absolutely would be. So in terms of waivers and free agents, then Fletcher Hunt's probably okay if you need fullback coverage because he's got the dual Simo, I believe, from memory.
Yep, fullback centre wing.
Yeah, so he's got a bit. I think he's a fine plug and play. And obviously, we talk about handcuffs a lot on this potty, Simo. Pretty easy handcuff if you are the Ponga owner.
Yeah, I like that. I like that as a shout.
Phoenix is still risen from the ashes here with Sandon in the halves. He will play enough minutes to be usable for this week, but obviously with the full complement of players, it's not going to happen. Here's one from the Manly question. Mr. CBB, welcome back, good sir. Is Turbo a weird sell high given the risk of him returning at centre? No. I personally don't think he will, but it is a possibility. I just think right now, Simo, if you're going to sell Turbo, wait until round 15, where it's essentially confirmed he's coming back in 16, to try and give yourself a number in the buy if you're going for a win, right? If you're serious about selling, or you hold and just hope that he stays fit for the rest of the year and wins you a title, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends how you've been going with as a Turbo owner. Like you and I get a little bit. I wouldn't say we get sort of overshadowed, or our vision of the Turbo owner is a bit weird because the guy in our league also has Ponga. So the guy in our league's always been well off at fullback. So maybe we do lose a little bit of traction in terms of how other owners out there in leagues who did spend a high pick on Turbo are going. Maybe you've been running like a Connor Tracy who's now injured, or a Jai Gray that didn't play last week, or maybe a Joe Ash. Sorry, not Joe Ash. It's a bad example because he's not fullback only, but fullback eligible. But you get the idea. Like you've been starting some sort of
He's dual now.
Oh, he is now, but yeah, for the most part, he hadn't been. But you get the general idea. Like if you've been struggling at fullback as a Tommy owner, I kind of can see where you might be coming from. It's just if I had him this long, like I just would hold on because I just don't think he's going to come back and play centre. If I'm being perfectly honest, the fact that Kohler got moved back there, I think that was probably your biggest worry was Kohler going back in there and braining it. But I mean, Clayton Falalalo, I don't think they're going to go Falalalo at one, sort of Tommy and Kohler in the centres, and what Garrick would have to go to a wing. I just don't see it, mate. I think you're I think you're probably barking up a wrong tree there.
Now, if I was Foz, now, I mean, I should never pretend, or not one coach alive should pretend to be better than Foz, to be honest. Fozball is here, but I actually love the team you just put together there where Garrick's on the wing and you dump Saab. That's what I'd do if I was coaching the Manly side. But we know that the coaches just love Saab because of his size and speed combo, and they say he's the guy. So it's a decent raise, CBB. I personally am not really a turbo guy. He's not someone I've pretty much ever owned in SuperCoach because I just think the risk is too high. If you can get a haul, mate, honestly, you get a haul back. You have another fullback. Maybe you're the Jerome Buller owner as well, and you can maybe trade him to Latrell for the run home or something. Yeah, I'm down. I love that play. All right, so in terms of the Parramatta Eels, Isaiah Yongi is back, Simo. Now, he wasn't going so well that he would be owned everywhere going into this week. So he is worth a mention. I think there will be leagues where he's almost been forgotten because it's been a long injury. Good buy coverage from here, or elite buy coverage from here, Parramatta as well. It's a real shame Moses has gone down because Moses and Volkman at least were looking SuperCoach friendly in terms of what they're doing for some of the other players. Like, I don't know, man. Like, Yongi, is he a slam dunk one if he's out there?
For me, he would be, yeah. I still believe in the player. And, like, I know that the team's obviously gotten a lot worse, like, which is hard to say for the Eels, but they obviously know Moses is just a massive kick in the dick for them. Like, it's yeah, I just think that Iongi's just that good that he would. There's just no one out there that I would be willing to spend a one on definitively over that. So I'd still go there, but I kind of see where you're coming from. There definitely are some signs that you need to be mindful of, but yeah, it's just honestly a preference thing, and I still sort of believe in Isaiah.
Talent's there. Big fan pre-season. Just a shame Para. I didn't think Para would be very good, and I pooped on the Moses SuperCoach bounce back, which I didn't really love being right on because it meant that a lot were, a lot of players that could have been relevant. Yongi, one of them, wasn't going to happen. Our man Saran's here. G'day, sir. Yongi and Bula both in our pool. I have Kinney. Who do you rate higher? Bula for me. I've got Bula pretty comfortably in front there, mate. I agree.
Yeah, a round of Bullers.
Yeah, round of Bullers. We are huge. Do you want me to say it, or do you want me to say I'll say it right.
Go on.
Dream the dream, Buller. There you go. I'll say it right.
I reckon you call him Jerome half the time, mate.
No, that's what I meant. That's what I meant, mate. It was right there, and I was like, do I want to go through with it? I was like, no.
The sad thing is, right, like, ever since the whole Ethan thing, I'm sad because I never get to experience an authentic Ethan anymore because now you're all over it. Whereas the Jerome Buller it hadn't been unearthed yet, and I was sort of quietly enjoying your
that's
your
good,
drive-by Jeromes.
Jerome Luai, that's real good. I'm a fan. You're right, mate. You pointed it out, and now it's tattooed to my brain. I actually have it in my notes. Levide, I'm going to talk about Volkman next, Simo. So thinking about wavering Volkman in and trading Tamari Martin for Duncan, I love both those outcomes. If you can get Duncan for Tamari Martin, that's a quick one for me, Simo.
Yeah,
very,
I would
very
do
quick
that.
One. In terms of Volkman, I am a little bit disappointed for him and his output. I know I picked him up in the Listener League because I had the whole CHT debacle, so I used it as the bye week as a chance to sneak in a 5/8. I think Volkman will be fine. I just really liked him as more that running half out of the two and was creating a bit of work. on the left edge. So it's still fine to waiver Volkman and give it to Murray Martin. I will talk about him in a bit. I'm going to go on the side of I do not think he's a slam dunk to hold that spot at all, personally. But for me, still Simo, I think if Tamari Martin to Duncan is the win here, you do that and you take a punt with Volkman. I would.
Yeah, I would too. More to do with what I think about Tallis Duncan, to be perfectly honest, than I do the others. But I do think that Tamari Martin will keep the spot. That's just me. But I mean, just to get Tallis Duncan, you just do it, and like it's going to be a drop off Tamari Martin to Volkman, but to get Duncan, I'd do it. I think it's worth it.
Absolutely, mate. Possibly is for another week play at least. I just quickly mentioned Talon De Silva. If he gets minutes at this starting 9, he's actually been completely fine. So I just thought I'd throw that out there as a bit of a scrape in the barrel for a hooker starter. Any love? We've talked about the para centers, mate. They did fall a bit flat week before the bye, but I still kind of weirdly believe in Jordan Samrani as a platoon that you could throw in. Like he gets it.
Yep, like he'll be like he won't be highly owned, but come around 15, I reckon he'll be getting the run in because he's got the 2RF CTW dual, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll be a pretty decent number come 15, and
agreed.
Yeah, he's someone that you could look to get ahead of the curve on, assuming that you don't have a roster pinch this week. But yeah, I kind of think he's shown just enough in flashes to look all right. So yeah, I kind of think it's a good call.
Beautiful. I think a big return this week, just adding to the spice that is this wonderful Team List Tuesday, Kitione Katonga is back. Now, if that doesn't warm the cockles of our SuperCoach hearts, mate, I don't know what does. Like, my cockles up and about.
I've heard that about him.
He is absolutely a high-end claim for me, like, easily. He's got the pedigree in a short little window. Edges for Parramatta have been pretty good this year with minutes as well. So, mate, honestly, if you were 2RF needy, and there will be teams this week, I could even put him ahead of Yongi. I know that sounds crazy, but team needs specific version. He is a rare one that has season 80-minute on an edge who does tackle a decent amount too. I think he's a very good get this week, mate.
Yeah, I agree. He's a good get. I couldn't possibly put him above Iongi myself, but yeah, if you need a 2RF, I think he's a very good shout. Obviously, plays 15, just like we mentioned with the Eels. So, yeah, I think, look, he's probably been a little bit unders at the start of the year. I think he's only averaging like a high 50s, but there's plenty of upside there that could see him grow.
Yeah, he did have a slow little start. Again, it kind of just sucks Moses has gone down just now with this return. But our man Dom's in the house. Good day, Dom. Volkman or Madden 1 week play. Given the bulky hamstring potential, even though through the bye week, I'd take Volkman there, Simo, myself, even though Madden will goal kick. Actually, hang on a minute. Who got Papali will goal kick for Para or Volkman?
No, I'd say Volkman will kick.
Okay, then I'll go Volkman here. Not a hard seller or anything. But
I will go Jock Madden.
All right, we've really helped the listeners as always, mate. Surprise, surprise, Simo and I see different on a moment. Just
never happens.
We've been doing it for 12 odd years of the same disagreements, mate, and it's why it works, I think. So
this is why we needed Toddy here, just to stop this rubbish. Like, I know why people ask questions between it's us two on.
Mate, they tell us in the direct messages, they say, never listen to that Simo bloke. He's bloody hopeless. You're the best. But then similar, vice versa. It's like that Redford idiot. What is he even on the podcast for? Seriously.
What have we got already? Like Tamari Martin, we don't agree on. Won't keep the spot. We don't agree on Katonga over Iongi. And now
that one, at least that's a qualifier. But I think it's really funny that we bothered to go toe-to-toe on Jock Madden versus Ronald Volkman. Like, that's the podcast you signed up for, listeners, honestly.
It's a question people ask for, mate. You just got to give them what they want. More confusion.
And the mainstream classic podcasters out there probably have never said the words Volkman and Madden in a sentence, to be fair. So, good fun. Yeah. Our man, Cade, love your work, Cade. Checking in. How are we, boys? We are doing well, mate. Toddy's down for the count. I'm still recovering from some ill health, and Simo's internet appears to just hate his guts. So it's been fun.
Yeah, if you know a good internet service provider, that'd be good to know, Guitar Man. It's really giving me the shits, as I'm sure it is everyone out there trying to listen to it.
He's been running dial up. He's doing it tough. We'll do a bit of a GoFundMe, I reckon, for you, mate. How's that sound? JDB, no thank you. With Katunga, good option there. Just a quick one, mate, with YEAHH. Like, we do think Volkman will hang on to the spot beside Moses because he's actually been playing very well. YEAHH has looked good at fullback, but I still feel as though the intent is to keep Volkman there with Moses rest of the season because they've got something there, right? He's been good.
Yeah. Yeah, as we sit here now, that's how we view it. That could change so many times, though. Like, one good game from YEAHH, obviously an injury is going to change a lot. But, yeah, you can only go off what your belief is at the moment. And at the moment, Volkman looks like he's good for that spot. We don't think that Jonah Pezzet's going to come back in there because, like, the Eels have got no allegiance to him. So, yeah, that's where we're at. And just take that for what it is at the moment. But very, very liquid situation there. Could be fluid situation.
Fair play. If you got the roster spot to hang on to both of them until the bye, be very good coverage for you in 15. So just keep that in mind. Speaking of cockles being warm, mate, the Dream Buller, as we said, listeners, he's back in. I mean, if he's out there, he's an automatic. He is the one of ones. I don't even care if you've got a great fullback. Go get him because either trade bait or as good cover as you'd ever want. And in a flex league, he becomes absolute elite. So, yeah, most competitive leagues will not have dropped Dream Buller. Would I go trade for him if someone's a bit worried or they think he's come back early or something? Also, hard yes. Big fan. I think as this Tigers team returns to shape, we've got both Terrell May and Alex Twal back in there, for example. They'll have that go forward again this week, and I think there's some upside to be had against this Dogs team who, yeah, they won last week, but when you see Jamin Salmon on an edge in an NRL game, Simo, I feel a little bit sorry for them losing both. I would argue one of the things that helped the Dogs win last year was having two elite back rowers, right? They genuinely have two elite, I'd say, top of the range back rowers. You take them out of this team, mate, pop gun attack.
Oh, when you replace them with Salmon, and obviously Kurt Mann's playing 9 now. Kurt Mann's been a great 13, but Kurt Mann's playing 9, isn't he?
He is, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they had him starting. Like, that's just another recipe for disaster, to be honest. Like, I know Bailey Hayward's been terrible too, but I just can't take a trick. The poor old doggies.
No, the Reed Marnie, we did say it. We were very surprised. We know that he's not liked, but boy, could do with his service at the moment. He's obviously playing great too. But there are a couple of very interesting names to discuss here, Simo, and I'll just go from the top after Buller. I think it's fair. We've in the past mentioned Tautau Monga was the original myth that just never quite got there, that you and I were just, oh boy, we were sipping that Kool-Aid and we played him. He even ended up the Bronx at the end, didn't he? Just to see if he could get it done. It just didn't quite work. Yeah.
That four ACLs or whatever it was.
Yeah, let us know, listeners, if you remember Tautau Monga. But I think someone who absolutely starting to fit this title at Supercoach and NRL level is Jarrell Skelton. Oh, what could be if he could just get a run in a side, not get injured, and stop dropping the high ball. He is one of the most damaging ball runners you'll see, like sort of Greggy Marju style of player. I'm going to believe until the day I die, mate. And I'm telling you, if he's out there, platoon the shit out of him and start him this week, and I think you'll be very happy with the results.
Yeah, he's a bit of an enigma, old Jarrell, because, like, as good as you feel when you put him in your team, like, he's as good a chance of getting knocked back to a bench or cut 24 hours before kickoff. Like,
so many times.
You just have, like, I can count on two hands how many times he's let you down like that, just falling back to the bench or getting put back to the New South Wales Cup despite being named on Teamless Tuesday.
Yep.
But then when he hits, it hits so well. The problem is it's usually when he comes on as like the 19th man HIA and scores 2 tries in 45 minutes or something like that. So, yeah, he's an interesting one.
Yeah. This is a really good question, mate. This is exactly what I was going to ask. So, Simo, you're usually absolutely bang on with the sides. I got it wrong last week thinking that my boy Derby was going to take Burns' spot on the right, and I was devastated when I saw Labour line up. I wanted to cry. That's one I've got wrong. You got right again. Tip of the cap, good sir. In this example, please tell me Jarrell Skelton is opposing Marcelo Montoya. If that is the outcome, you can put that down as my try guarantee of the week for the listeners. I'm just calling it.
Yeah. Well, we think Tavana, like we can only go off what we've seen, and we think Tavana will play right because
yes,
I remember them putting when he took that
big
awesome
catch.
bomb.
Yeah. When he flew in the air, that was on the right. Yep.
Yeah, that was definitely on the right.
Yep.
It's so hard because Skelton has come in and played right in that one game. The one game he killed it when he come on and had 20-plus runs.
He definitely did, yep.
I forget who copped the HIA that he came on for. I assume, was it the right winger? I can't remember the game.
You nailed it. He definitely was on the right when he bullocked over in the corner. It was a really good try as well.
I just
be still, my beating heart, you know?
Yeah, it's just one of those ones. Like we think, sitting here now, I think Skelton goes left and Tavana is right. So,
well, that's good because that's Montoya. Montoya will be right in that scenario, I think, most of the time. He was there. Some of the worst in-game defense, again, I've seen from an NRL player, only betted by Connor Tracy of late. So,
Connor Tracy, what's going on there?
Yeah. The good point, Cal. Just I'll stick with you here, mate. So Lily third average at 70 and a losing Tigers team. I actually think he's a great signing for the Bears. I've said it on this pod. I think he's bloody good at football. At least on the wing, he's a trier. He's pretty fast. He's powerful for his frame.
I'd love to see YEAHH play fullback for the Perth Bears.
Ooh.
Can they come out and say
it? He's got Nick Meaney covered for dynamism, mate. So I'm with you. Meso says the Derby sides thing was brutal when Labour crossed. Yeah, honestly, Mace, that's why I thought I'd share. Simo and I went one or the other. I thought I was getting Derby on the right, and when Labour, I wanted to cry, mate. That hurt. That hurt so much, but still got a dub. And Derby actually played pretty well in a base sort of way. So I did miss. Sorry, Kate, I missed your comment, mate. You said one league I'm equal top, other I'm rock bottom. Ha ha. That, mate. If that doesn't summarize SuperCoach, I don't know what does. Will has said, even being CTW needy, still go Buller. Worried I'll miss a couple of good ones at the start of waivers. Buller, it really depends how shallow your league is, Will, but Jesus, if Jerome Buller's
out there,
he's just so, mate.
If Buller's out there, though, like what level of CT dubs out there?
That's right.
I'm actually curious to know because, I mean, sight unseen, you just waive a Buller and you trade for a better CT dub than what's on waivers.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. I know that's what but that's assuming that there's not loaded CT dubs out there that you can go and look to pick up. So, give us like 6 or 7 names. Will be good to.
I was going to say just 3. Give us the top 3 other options you can see, Will, on your waivers in the chat when you get a chance, and we'll get Simo to weigh in, mate, about where Buller sits. But if Buller was in our league, we'd have people trading for the waiver claim to get it, Simo. It's probably fair to say. So, all right, just a couple of other names here. So, Sonny Taruva, if you took out his magnificent 150-plus, mate, he's been pretty much the normal Sonny Taruva, bit of a mirage. So, he will have elite coverage, but I think he's a better buy option, and I'd rather Jarrell Skelton myself. Matt Cassini, though, I know how you operate, mate, and I know that's a name you'll at least be looking at and thinking, gee whiz, we were hyping him so hard pre-season. What if? What if this is that maturity bump where he got injured, maybe slightly given a bit more time. Young man comes in, he says, I might have figured this shit out now. You're keen, aren't you?
Lukewarm. Yeah, I'm not super high, but everything you said sort of makes sense. I would, if he was on the wing, I'd be all up and about.
That's a good point.
But center's a bit of a different story.
Yeah, that's fair. Tavana, sure, I think he's a good player as well, but there's better options. Madden was mentioned earlier. I'd rather Luai if he's out there, but I don't know, man. I think Jerome Luai, you really want him to be alongside Dewey in this team, and I think I'd be quite excited to start Luai in the bottom of the sort of the 5/8 options. He will have really good coverage, though. The only little tiny asterisk is New South Wales get belted. Ethan Strange has a shocker. Moses is not fit. I would think Jerome Luai should be pretty damn close to that conversation, personally. But
Mate, you've just sort of reminded me, like, while I'm before my internet bloody goes again, but at the start when we're talking about the Blues Origin team, like the big worry is, I mean, there's no backup halfback in this team now. Like if anything was to happen to Nathan, and touch wood it doesn't, but if Cleary was to get a brutal head knock or like HIA or something, like you've got Matt Burton, you've got Ethan Strange. I mean, honestly, I don't know what they do at halfback if that happens, and that'd be on Laurie Daly because you literally got all of New South Wales to pick from. So to not have someone there that can cover that spot.
Yep.
Like I know the Moses thing's been brutal, but it's been his decision to bring Matt Burton in as the person to cover him. So
should have been Luai.
How that's not someone that can cover halfback at a pinch. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a risky one.
Yeah, so, should have been Luai. In-game kicking, if Cleary goes down, mate, they're in all sorts. Absolutely in all sorts. Because Burton can do the high bomb. He doesn't do the precision kicks to the corner and the repeat sets and all that. That's not his go. So, yeah, that's a really good point out, mate. Big risk. All right. That's it. Obviously, Coruscant, go out and get him if he's sitting there as well. And obviously, Twile owners are happy. Over to the Dogs, mate. So, Sicily Tupanua is someone we've mentioned a couple of times, mate. I love watching him play. I love how hard he goes. If he's still out there, I think he's a wonderful pick, albeit doesn't have the bye coverage from here, but in the FRF, he's a great get. So probably doesn't need much more commentary anyway, mate. So Tupanua, pretty big win. Leo Thompson, 80-odd in base, was absolutely outstanding on the weekend. He part of a winning team. I'm happy for the boys. So if you're a believer, get on. Not interested in Harry Hayes. I think that the minutes will all be chopped up. Nothing for me. Jethro Rinakama, by the way, I love the cut of his jib, mate. I think he goes hard. Good on him. He's got a lot more about him than Sua, in my opinion. So good on him. Probably not a start, though, to be fair.
No.
Kiraz to fullbacks.
He has he's got a little bit of upside, Jethro, but hard to pick the matches.
What's not hard to pick, mate? Nari Tuala playing back in the centres. How good does he run? Get him in there.
Jeez,
you love it.
I mean, any other winger in the comp scores that try that Marcelo got held up in, like he would have had an even bigger day. But
don't get me started. But Jacob Kiraz back to fullback, near 30 runs. We've called this one for several years. I'm surprised it's taken this long. He will play well in this role, and I think you'll find, similar to our surprise with Clayton Falolo, I bet you he has a passing game. He just hasn't had the chance to use it yet. I bet you it's there. He's talented.
Yeah. Oh, he's just too good not to. Jeezy's a good SuperCoach player. We all know this, but obviously the injuries have been creeping around there a little bit. But yeah, his base is just so high. Like you're gonna have 30 runs and
incredible,
at least 5 offloads. Like that's being conservative. Like with the chance of 7 or 8. Like he doesn't have to do anything, and he's gonna hit you 55 to 60. You do anything attacking on top of that, it's just money for jam.
He'll get dual by around 18 as well. So that's going to be pretty big for owners on the run home. So, yeah, good option indeed. Harry Hayes is mentioned there by Meso. Ridiculous that wrong one. Sorry, mate. Harry Hayes isn't FRF. He's off the bench, but obviously plays front row. Yes, I agree, mate. That's an Alec McDonald-related problem. I think Alec, I saw, is starting this week, which is a bold choice. I'll go back in. I'll lock it in. Welcome, good sir. Fletcher Hunt in CTW over Purdue. Purdue is so borderline droppable. It's insane. His lack of sniffing the ball. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I know you're upset, mate, but don't drop Purdue for Fletcher Hunt. Not for a fill-in player. Find a week that Purdue finally plays well. He has been unders, and I think I couldn't believe people were still saying him for Origin. He's been a flat track bully at best in SuperCoach this year, Simo. Very, very matchup dependent. I think he's a bit slight, and that's why I don't think starting. Oh, you meant sit start, mate. My apologies. I thought you meant to sell. Sit start. Yeah, Fletcher Hunt starts against Parramatta. You could sit Purdue. I have no problem with that. It's fine.
I wouldn't, but
I probably wouldn't, but you can if you're frustrated with Purdue. I know I sat in.
Yeah, it's a good matchup. It's a good matchup for Fletcher Hunt. I get that, but yeah. Just Purdue has just 120 upside, whereas Fletcher Hunt scored 3 tries and scored just 100 maybe in like the best game you'll ever have.
Just love the mullet, mate. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
It's fair.
Storm v Roosters, Simo. So you have got the Origin Stars. Good on you, Robinson and Bellamy, for actually just naming them in the teams. I just couldn't be happier about this. Even Victor the Inflictor, the luckiest Origin call-up you'll see, he has got the start of 13. So really good for owners to at least think there's hope, given that it isn't until Saturday evening that they will back up.
Victor with his 20 minutes in Origin, he'll be fine.
Yeah, 20 strong minutes. So Alec McDonald on an edge, like just how far down the pecking order has Joe Chan slid to have that man start above him on an edge? That is, I think that's actually harsh. There is no way Alec McDonald is a better football player on an edge than Joe Chan. That's insane to me. Anyway.
No, that is wild.
He got hammered again, Alec McDonald, on the weekend by that Young Dogs fella. That was it was admittedly one of the biggest hospital passes I've ever seen, but oh my God, did he get smashed?
Yeah, I mean, I know Bellamy's obviously got Chan in the doghouse, but you've really got to just play they can't afford to not be playing their best players in their best positions.
That's exactly right.
Asking for trouble.
It is, mate. Absolutely is. A couple of questions here as well. Yeah, Kate, what happened with Cooper Clark? Only 30 minutes last week. Yeah, that was a bit of a fall from grace for him. He just becomes a really iffy start. Not going too good. I'll get to you, Zed Dragons, if you just want to hang on till we get to that game. Meso, Joe Chan needs a change of scene. The Compound Resort is calling. He is an absolute red-hot chance of ending up there, mate. I fully agree with you. That's probably one of those ones, isn't it? And Will has come back, Simo. So I want you to lock in here, hopefully, while the net holds up.
Yep.
So Billy Smith returning. Cody Ramsey, I know their spots aren't locked in. He's got Karapani, Skelton, Stone Street, by cover, off your opinion, all out there. A Walsh owner, if that helps. Not even close to Jareem Buller. Not even in the ballpark, any of them. That's pretty
Waiver Buller. Yeah.
Yep.
Waiver Buller and trade for CT Dub.
Absolutely. Simo, Moses Leo has flirted with a few upside games, and it seems when he's on, he really is on. He's 90 plus, 114 in a player. He looks like a bloody good player. And this left-hand winger for Melbourne that just has stunk it up almost exclusively, I want to believe here, mate. Is he someone that you absolutely could bring in at I'm not hard selling, but for CTW option? Yeah,
look, he'd have to be a really low-end guy. What worries me is we may have just missed the boat on him. We have to remember, he did just play against Marcelo the week just gone.
That is true.
Mate, they just gifted him a couple of tries. Well, at least the first one. He probably doesn't score that. To go to rip on Marcelo again, the exact same comment.
It is.
Moses Leo scored a try that he wouldn't have scored against every other winger in the comp.
Unless Connor Tracy ends up on the wing when he comes back from injury, but yes.
Yeah, which is Connor Tracy better get used to centre. It's Moses Leo. Yeah, he's just a good player. We'll probably buy into him now. The matchup will suck against the Chooks. I think he's got a crap score in there, but I do like the colour of his jib. It's just I'd rather just wait a little bit longer to see. So for me, probably just a free agent. I'd rather see him score well on my bench than throw him in there a cop of 20. So I want to just wait a bit longer.
Sneaky little buy low opportunity might emerge for Lasardi for the rest of the season. Buy coverage isn't good from here, but I do think there's a chance if you got another low one out of him this week, Simo, sneaky buy low for a man I think will come home pretty damn strong. It's just that I'd throw that one out there.
Yeah, there's a weird sub 50 from him on the weekend, but I think he was unlucky, Lasardi. Like, I know he missed 7 tackles, which obviously that's going to affect your score. But, like, just anecdotally from watching that game, you don't really shit you off when, like, someone throws, like, a terrible offload out the back and he's just the guy that happens to be standing there and knocks it on. Like, it's not really his fault because a lot of people would knock him on, and there's a ball that ricochets, and he just sort of copped, like, a few negative points that he wouldn't always get. So I think in another day, that's probably like a 60 score in pretty much base. So,
Simo, I wonder, similar to YEAHH in a bit of what Noah Martin showed before his injury, I think he just looked a little underpowered, like a bit, I don't know, a bit tired under the legs or something. He just didn't look like he needed a bit of a break. And I know he had that injury he came back from, but yeah, it just didn't look as good. I maintain, I think it'll come good. End of season, I think you'll be pretty happy to own Lasardi.
Yeah.
So even the Roosters, Robert Toy backing up. I know he's a young buck, and I get all that, but he's going to have a hard night come Origin. He's been working his ass off defensively. I think he's one I'd have in the very doubtful category personally, being a young fella, just trying to preserve him a little bit. So, and whereas I think the old buck, Teddy, will just like force his hand and play. It's just what I reckon. But
yeah.
Cody Ramsey does become the handcuff there if he's out there for owners. He's got the jewel, doesn't he, Simo? Yeah, he does. He absolutely does. So he's a decent enough one. I think the matchup is okay because Melbourne aren't elite defensively by any means. So he's okay. I don't mind it as a little hold and then see where you get and just hope Teddy plays.
Yeah, look, he's out there in a few waivers, Cody Ramsey. I know. I think I dropped him last week in another league that I'm in, and he was out there in free agents in our league as well. So he's definitely available. A bit like you. I think he has got a little bit of value for the next few weeks because obviously you've got no Tupou, no Nwanga Tuasi.
Yep.
Assume he'll play fullback in round 15. So
that's what I was thinking, mate. 15 would be a good start. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I don't know who the Roosters have next week. I'll just have a quick squeeze. So obviously we said they've got the Storm this week. So they're down in Canberra the week after, 8:00 on a Friday night. So not a bad matchup.
Too bad.
The Raiders haven't exactly been. They're not going to be scared off starting guys against Canberra. So yeah, I think he's all right for the next few weeks. I'll Cody.
Yeah. Look, I did mention before, just mentioned about Bulla's shoulder and a chance of re-injury. Yeah, if you've already got an established fullback, let Bulla play this week. Hopefully he smashes it and then they look to sell high. Don't hate that strategy at all. Lock it in. Good stuff. Nat Butcher really quickly, Simo, with around 15. The work rate has been enormous of late. He's probably a decent enough just play in the third 2RF if you want. He's doing some work at the moment.
Yeah, it's been killing it. Hey, it's I echo what you say there. I mean, round 15 will be a decent enough start. So yeah, you could roll with it.
All right, mate. Bronx v Dragons. Will the real Reece Walsh please step up? This is the matchup. If you're a Reece Walsh owner, truther, whatever, you're just a fan of rugby league, you really just want to see him hammer here and just have a game and a half. So the return of Payne Haas, this is it. This is the week for the Bronx. This is the get right. Ignore his his front row partner in there. But the rest of it, like Piakura's even back, Wilson on an edge.
Yeah.
A shot of bounce back, like we've been mentioning Karapani. Admittedly, Simo, we have to say we'd asked a lot of patience for owners and listeners. But again, I'm still going to go back to the well. I do think
it's
the left side
out there, man.
They should hunt.
I dropped Karapani in one league the other week, and yeah, it's been hard as Karapani owner this year because as much as we've talked him up, But to your point, like this is just such a good spot for the Broncos outside backs. Of all the options that Will went through before, like Karapani definitely stood out. Like I know that he was talking about, it was a Buller question, so he's not going to do it over Buller. But I mean, Karapani this week, I think is, you love the call of a try special. You'd imagine against those Dragons, he's good for at least one.
I try and do it a little more cleverly than that, mate. So I'll just leave that one as a standard. But you're right. You're absolutely right. Karapani, I think Shiba will probably just roll over the line as well in this one, and we'll be looking at a 70 or 80. Also, there's talk about his contract and everything, and wants apparently 300 grand more. He's been dog awful this year. Nothing like a Dragons matchup to make it work, mate. So, I could green light both of them in a platoon. If you're in a deep 12-team league, Shiba's fine. Like, fire him up in your fourth, and tries are potentially there. I think as well they play Gold Coast next, mate. So, Bronx are a pretty good run for the next, obviously the bye period, but specifically the next 2 weeks. Same, I'm an Ezra Mam guy. Got him a 5/8 sort of platoon. You can run him the next couple of weeks. Maybe the Origin stint gives him a bit of confidence as well. Reynolds, usually sort of a positional platoon halfback, can do that as well. And really, mate, I'm just trying to say the word platoon as much as I can, because if Todd's a watches, he loves that word. Absolutely loves it.
Does he now? Tell me more.
Yeah, it's good fun. All right. Dragons, mate. Thank you, Sedu, too, in Classic for stepping up and hitting the 60-odd and scoring. I'm looking at this list, mate. Your Damien Cook owners are going to start, and those absolutely gorgeous 10 through 13s, like just crushing it for SuperCoach. My goodness.
I'm going to come out and say it. Damien Cook, sell him for whatever you can look to get.
Yeah, okay.
My read on this Dragons team, now that they're all starting to get back into it, now Little's back, like there's just like Stewart, the 2 Couchmans, Dylan Egan. It's there's just not enough minutes to go around. So
I hear. I've got a question from a new listener. I don't think we've had Z Dragons before. Apologies if I missed that, but should I waive Lecker for Dylan Egan? I think it's an awesome question, actually, Sima. Love to hear your thoughts.
I would. I'd go Dylan Egan for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's that. If Lecker's the one that's on the bubble, hasn't hit upside, which is still very confusing to me. Just the only thing I would mention to this Z Dragon, if you play round 15, Lecker does give you coverage, whereas Egan, he comes back in round 18 in the major bye round. So the Dragons boys will be amazing for round 18. But Dylan Egan, mate, it's good to see him. He is a very good defender in football. Like, he's like glue, man. And he's a high... When he finds his feet, if he had like actually a decent set of halves, and I think it's worth mentioning for either the Couchmans, Egan or Stewart, could you imagine if they actually got good service and you added some upside to this base stats they're putting on?
Yeah. There's absolutely no upside there at the moment with the way they've been attacking. It's brutal. So, yeah, they definitely need something.
Tough to watch. So, yeah, mate, we're not going to green light. You can green light 10 to 13. Start Val as your fourth if you really must. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, good luck, Dragons. I think that's a pretty decent option, mate. As a Lecker owner, yes, says Will. That's fair, mate. Is Little a free agent pick? It is interesting, Simo. At what point does Dean Young say, well, Little's going to be our 9 next year? Here you go, mate. Here's some minutes, right? Like, is that, do you think it'll literally flip like that?
Yeah, before my internet cut off. That's the point I was trying to get at with Damien Cook, is that I just view this hooking role as a shared role now with all those guys back and those young forwards getting all these minutes. So, yeah.
Interesting one, because Cook, they'll want to send him off well. I hate that he got robbed of that try in his milestone game at Magic Round 2. Still haunting me a little bit. But, yeah, all right. I'd say no, mate. Levite, I wouldn't be running him as a free agent yet, but you're just keeping a close eye. If you've got the roster space to burn, you probably want to wait till after round 15 anyway. Then they've got a clear run home. All right. We are on to Sunday. Raiders v Cowboys. So most of the Raiders would already be owned in teams that play the round 12 bye. Most disappointed. KO Weeks owners would be very upset. Ethan Strange named to back up. I think it will be very strange if he plays actually 80 minutes at 6. I, again, think almost certainly not. I'd be very surprised. Dane Laurie named at 13 is also incredibly suspicious to make me think that that's actually, funnily enough, it's not going to happen. Ethan Strange. He won't play.
I don't know. Like, we said that Jaden Bradley wouldn't happen and it did. Like, he played 13 for a little while, so
can tackle.
You never know.
Jake, really, to be fair. Dane Laurie, not so much, as evidenced by the week just gone.
Yeah,
A lot of that action.
Oh yeah, he's not. You can tell he's a fullback.
He's not a put the shoulder in guy. He's a lot of hand grabbing. Like, I love a bit of Dane Laurie for SuperCoach, but he's not a defensive stalwart by any stretch.
No, that's true. That's true. This one here is obviously more of a wrap than the Brayley one. Like, this is really weird.
Yeah, it almost certainly not mates. Smithies to come in or rotate through. I think that's the way this will play out. And Strange just have plans ready, folks. It's hard. It's hard to have a 5'8" backup. So, perhaps I don't know, Jerome Luai, as we mentioned earlier, for example, Volkmans, those types, even Madden. You may have to put some preparation and make a call early. That's the problem, Simo. Really tough one.
Yeah, being a Sunday game's tough, isn't it? Like, it's it does limit your options, but
option does appear on the opposite team who does happen to be dual eligible. The great man himself, Liam Sutton, ran him in the bye week for a rock solid 70. Could bloody kiss him, build him a statue. He's not a bad player, mate. Like, he's clearly, compared to some of those players we've seen running about, like, at least he's got a bit of confidence in him. So if he gets dropped, which he almost certainly will, listeners, so whoever played him in the round 12 bye, very high percentage he's going to drop him unless he was looking for the coverage. That could be a cover for Ethan Strange.
Right. I can tell you, he's out there on a lot more free agent list right now than he is getting dropped by people, for sure.
I've got those rose-tinted peepers on him.
Right, you'd be in 5% of people out there that would have even had him on your roster last week,
mate.
So
top score victory for me, baby.
He's not out there.
This is the advice you wanted, listeners. Started Liam Sutton. He'll be dropped. Pick him up if you're an Ethan Strange owner. He could be your insurance. Shout out to Jakey Clifford again. Played a bloody good game. He is definitely matured as a footballer. Good luck to the man. Plethora of CTW options. Simo, Murray Taulagi, a man that is an absolute, I'm just going to call it, he's not just a good Supercoach player. He's kind of elite, really. Like, when is he not scoring tries? Like, he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's... Like, when we say like top 20 CT dub, like, that's very, very good. Being a CTW2 is, top 10's nothing to sneeze at, obviously. Like, that's, it's it's very hard to be a CTW1 is what I meant to say. So, like, being someone that falls in the 11 through 20 range is still a very good start. And that's Murray Taulagi. So, I like it.
Yeah, Murray Taulagi for your CTW options, listeners. Like, Karapani is a 1 week against the Dragons, sure. But probably the only thing, if I was to put a little dampener on, the lack of Dearden there does hurt Taulagi a little bit, I'd imagine. And obviously Drinky slanging it out to the right is his preferred, that left to right ball. But I still find it hard. I wouldn't back against Murray Taulagi to still score tries. So he's a pretty high-end waiver claim for us this week, listeners. If he's out there, go and get him. Like, that's a bloody good option. Doesn't have the buy coverage, though. Just keep that in mind as well. But he's a guy you'd carry through a buy, Simo, personally. I would.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
A lot of commentary on Jackson Purdue. So I want to ask you, mate, I was very keen about this. Is he a buy low? Like, I said flat track bully. I don't like his lack of size. I think it hurts him in terms of power running. And I don't think he's elite speed, or at least maybe not elite acceleration. He's just, It's a hard one for me. He doesn't look like an explosive athlete. He's just a smooth mover like a hammer. And I think I'm a bit confused about whether he's actually elite or not. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't really love that take, to be fair. Like, for me, Jackson Purdue has elite speed, full stop.
Yeah, okay.
Like, yes, he's smooth, but maybe not acceleration. But, like, in terms of, like, just pure top-end speed, Jackson Purdue is... Like, he just doesn't get caught from behind pretty much ever. So for me, he's a big buy low Purdue. Like, I think there's a lot more reasons to be chasing him versus like selling him. So I'd be all about that. If I could buy him low, I would be entertaining that, definitely.
Does the 5'8" eligibility really hammer that point home? Like, if he was just CTW, would you still be selling that as hard?
No, the 5'8" is definitely a big one. Like, to me, he's still a very, I mean, without going through all the names, like he's still clearly a top 5'8", and that's probably selling him short. Like top 3 is still there. Like I know he's had a couple of bad games and owners are getting frustrated, but that's 5'8", mate. Like they all do. They all have crap games, and like even like Fletcher Sharp has been. Look, he's been not. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't exactly been an amazing own of late. Like it's, yeah. I'm still high on Jackson Purdue. I think it's got a lot. Yeah, it does have a bit to do with 5'8". I'm not going to lie, but yeah, that's the position you have. Like if you can trade for a top 3 5'8", you still need to start someone there. So
yep, can't all be Ezra Mann, mate. I get it. Lock It In's got a few quick comments here. Since round 5, Purdue only one game over 56. This is a good point. The next 2 finals buy-in 25. So just remember, you in finals, you will need to cover that. That's a very good raise. One of the reasons I wasn't as like Drinkwater lost a couple of tiebreakers for me. I'd not chase at all and no goodbye coverage. That is fair. And if no 5'8", his waiver fodder is one I will agree with. I think he would be platooned at this point just to hope for a weak matchup. So, yeah, it's an interesting one, and it shows you just how rough both hooker and 5'8" has been this year. So, Thomas Michele starting, mate. You can fire him up. He's got enough in him. FRF2, done. Reed Money, absolutely, mate. Like, his confidence is up. He's playing outstanding. He's like, his average-wise, he's jumped into confidently top 5 hooker, which is pretty nuts considering the starts of the year. He's a very unpopular player, listeners. I'm just going to throw some advice your way now. Put that aside. Use that hate towards him against some people out there who flat would love to get rid of him or think that they're selling high. I think Reed Money is someone you want to own just because how bad the position is, and you might just get him at a price that's a lot more agreeable to you. So I've given that advice many a season, actually, Sim. I've been a Marnie truther for a long time. So, yeah. Lock it in. I've got Talangi, but if I didn't have Talangi, I'd be happy with Purdue because of 5'8". Fair, but as a platoon CTW is absolute poo. It's just have a look. Lock it in. Only challenge to that, mate. Have a look at his weaker matchups this year, Purdue. That's where he's gone on and scored some really serviceable scores, mate. So not completely without hope. And last comment on the Cowboys, mate. Helam Lukey, what more does he have to do to play Origin? He was absolutely outstanding on the weekend. Like, I love watching him play, mate. I think he's aggressive. He's powerful, runs a great line. Not much more you'd want out of a back rower, to be perfectly frank.
Sorry, who was that? I missed that.
Helam Lukey. Call me a fanboy. I think he's outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like he's such an athletic build, isn't he? Like just that try he scored where that try at the end where he just he ran through 2 guys, and one of them was just like a very good defender. I forget exactly who it was now, but he's just a beast. Like, unlucky to not be in the Origin set up at the moment.
Probably the unluckiest for me. Like, I think Finafui has dipped in form just a little bit. Still playing well. Lukey's hasn't at all season. He's just big fan. Well done. I love the faith Cowboys have had in him, and it's they're actually paying dividends. And you know, I talk about it a lot, listeners, but just his lateral movement, Simo, it's so bloody good for a man who's 6'4".
Meso's all over. I just looked back at who they played, and I was like, yep, Kolowatangi. So, Meso, you're all over it, mate. Well done.
I'm actually going to challenge both of you. I hated the commentary around that. He got beaten in the first line. Kolowatangi was the second defender trying to cover the one I'm thinking of, and I hated it. I hated the commentary around it. I'm like, that's not Kolowatangi's job. Brutal. It was brutal. I can't remember who he beat. He beat someone.
Tell me you're a Kolowatangi owner without telling me you're a Kolowatangi owner.
I love Kiev. I hate that he's playing injured. It hurts me. Lock it in. Lukey not playing Origin is bizarre. I agree. Tom McCalley needs a 50-minute prop roll at the Bears. I also agree, and Simo does too with his hand in the air. I love this. He's mana waving us. Big fan. 50-minute prop roll at the Bears. Lock it in. I am singing from the same hymn sheet, brother. That would be a great signing for them. He's found something late in his career here, or at least middle part of his career. Thank you, Meso. Now we're really on the same page, mate. If I can blame Cody Walker for something, my least favorite player in rugby league, now that that Finn Diesel's settled down a little bit. My goodness. Cody Walker, tape's not looking too flash, Simo, without Latrell there, is it? Just to point that one out. Thanks, Meso.
No. I think the defender may have been Duff. I think it was Dufty and Clowatungi that he ran at, but if we can blame Cody Walker for it, we'll find a way. Don't you worry about that.
Please do. Please do. Reed Marnie getting under his skin and looking for him after scoring that try. Absolute poetry. I loved it. All right. Just also to add to the pain for us Derby owners there, Meso, have a look at it. You thought Derby would hold this spot out for Burns. No. Zach Lavert on the right. How good do you run? Zach Lavert should be started here, folks. I think he's a pretty good start while Burns is out. Hopefully, do not drop Braden Burns, people. There's a very important message here. He is averaging 70 for a reason. He has an incredibly high motor, and he is on the Drinkwater preferred side. Do not drop Braden Burns. I have no vision either, says May, so let's just say it was Cody and we can all be happy. Here. Any Cody truthers in the chat? My goodness. All right. I think that's it, Simo, for that game. Hosking owners and truthers will be very happy, hanging on to the spot, as expected over Artem Mariota. Warming the seat for Sasangi, but also will almost certainly play the round 15 bye, to which case you can move on from him. So, yeah. All right, last game of the round. And is that not terrifying if you are the owner of Casey McLean, Isaiah Yeo, Nathan Cleary, and Brian Tor? Ouch. Last game of the round.
This is, like we said at the top of the podcast, mate, this is it's a recipe for disaster. You just need to have the backups that play for Penrith if you can find a way to get them. Get Isaac Tungo if you own McLean. Yep. Obviously, if you own Cleary, get Jack Cogger. As much as it sucks, that's what you got to do.
Oof. Yeah. Liam Martin is back this week as well. He's hard to trust and start just in-game injury risk, plus he's not been that great for a long time. It's a real tough one, mate. The Casey McLean not being named, I think, is the strangest one for me. He's the one you'd have to have the most confidence, but who knows, again, very, very young player, like maybe...
He's, 19 years old?
Yeah, exactly.
I can see why they do it.
Still maintain Laurie should pull a swift one, mate. Put him on the fucking wing, mate. What are you doing? Anyway, let's leave that there. So it's really hard, mate, to recommend. I like your Isaac Tungo shout because he absolutely will play irrespective. That's a really good one from you. He's not an elite player by any stretch, but he's still a chance he gets some here. You know, I don't mind that shout from you. Cogger, my goodness, no thanks. I'm good. Alamotti will goal kick most likely, so that gives him a bit of a boost this week too. If Cleary is not actually playing, Edwards Truthers will be annoyed. Freddie Lussick is an okay 9 option. He's probably out there in a lot of leagues. Try not to spend a claim. Just free agency pickup is A-okay for that one. He'll get you 45 to 55. Lindsay Smith in 13. Can he do something, mate? Can he fire up? And he's too slow for this game, surely.
Yeah, I mean, if Yo doesn't play and this is how it runs out, then sure, he'll probably go okay for SuperCoach compared to what he has been. Obviously, he's waiver fodder out there in almost every league. So if he starts at 13, yeah, there's interest there. But I mean, again, last game of the round, if you're waiting till last game on Sunday to run out Lindsay Smith, hoping for him to score 10 more points than he has been, which are getting up to a solid mid-50 score,
yeah, how about it?
For a 1 week play, I don't know. I just don't know.
And we've left it till late and left it till last to just talk about these YEAHH, mate. So there's a few things. I'm going to start with Somber Tone here. Shout out to the great man, RTS. Simo, we're massive fans. I have his first iteration. We have a lot of disappointment that he left for Union. Good luck to him. It didn't quite work out anyway. He was as electric an athlete as we've seen in the NRL when he, especially laterally, Simo, one of the best steppers, just incredible. Yeah. So you want to say a few words, mate? Because I feel this one hurt me a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's when you talk about all-time favorite players, like for me, he would be
Way up there. Yeah.
top 3. Like,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
can live with
for me, he's top. Like, I've always, like, just as a Roosters man, like when RTS was given that fullback gig, that there was those couple of years where he was just insane. Just base hit ups, pet tackle bust, obviously the step. Like the highlight reel of RTS will be up there with, you know, like we know SJ and Benji Marshall's highlights are just insane, but like Roger Silvasashek's highlights package will be as good as anyone. And yeah, it's a real shame to see him lost to the game in that fashion, like with an early ACL. So yep, it'll be like, and even just these later iterations of Roger as well, like as a centre, it's been a bit of a rebirth this year in a different role, and he's still showing that he's got plenty in the tank. So, yeah, it's a shame to see him not join the NRL anymore. But yeah, best of luck to him.
Still got the hands, mate, doesn't he? Still got those silky hands that you just don't expect. He's been great to watch. So, well said, mate. And just shout out to RTS. Number 1 fan of the potty, of course. Big fan, big fan. So, remaining there is Pompey, not an option. Does probably strengthen Leah Tower for longer, Simo. And I still think there's some days that are going to come here that you're going to be pretty happy. So he definitely becomes I'm going to say it for the 70th time this podcast, a potential platoon option who does play 15. So just keep him in mind. But let's get to the other big news of this team. And that is Tamari Martin has, I think not really surprisingly, been given the nod in this game. He couldn't be dropped after the last, irrespective of which way you slice it. Luke Metcalf only on the extended. Read into that as you will. I'm going to upgrade even from the start of this potty, mate. You're mentioning you believe it's his spot. I'm going to add something I just thought of here, and that is purely the timing of this game. Go out there and win this week tomorrow, Martin. It's your spot for the rest of the year, unless you end up in a massive, like the team goes in a slump. I think it might actually be as simple as that, Simo.
Yeah, well, we know that Metcalf is named to play New South Wales Cup as well. So it's, yeah, I mean, obviously it's the best team in the league they're playing against. So if they win it, yeah, they're not going to drop him, are they? So, yeah, like obviously if you own Metcalf, then this is like you want to see the Warriors lose so that Tamari Martin can have his spot in question. But
absolutely, mate.
Yeah, I think you've nailed it. Like that's probably as simple as it needs to be at this point, because it's going to be sort of a week by week thing. And yeah, like if you could tell me right now that the Warriors are going to beat Penrith and Penrith's guys actually like back up pretty well, like I just think if you own Tamari Martin, you'd be pretty happy with that result, because I reckon it'd be his spot for a fair chunk of time.
And I will, Simo, I'll extend that. So. On the Book of Face, as Todzer calls it, the Bronze Rambutan 3184 has actually asked us, would you just hang on to Metcalf in hope? If you've got the roster spot this week, yeah, you do. You absolutely do, because he's a goal-kicking half, dual eligible in a elite team. So you absolutely do. I assume you're the same, mate. It's all right, we lost you there again. Metcalf, he's not a drop, is he? Yeah, if you got him right now, you hang on to him. If he was out there, Simo, would you also pick him up in the hope? I would too. I go both ways.
Yeah, he'd be. Yeah, I think he needs to be on a roster. You'll know a lot more about this situation before round 15. So, I mean, Metcalf will either be started in round 15 by everyone, or he'll be dropped by everyone, and that'll be. Because the Warriors obviously play that round. So if he's not in that Warriors team come that round, it'll be very, very, everyone's going to speak pretty clearly about what's going to happen.
Yeah, Levine's in a similar challenging spot here, mate. So Tamari Martin is a hard one for me. I have Munster and Brown, and I have the offer for Duncan. Yeah, like you've got Munster there, mate. So that makes it a little bit easier for me. You know, you said about the Duncan trade. Yeah, that's absolutely more gettable. Munster's probably still going to be number 1 unless Sharp pips him end of season. So, I like it's weird. I know that sounds like an either way bet, listeners, but it's the truth. Like tomorrow, if they win and he plays well, I think goal kicking is also the asterisk. Like if either him or Chanel goal kick and it's really bad, Now, Luke Metcalf doesn't have a great goal kicking. His percentage is poor. It's like sub 70%. I mentioned to you, Simo, as well, in-game kicking. I don't think either CHT or Tamare are that flash at it, but I do think Metcalf's a little bit better. But again, is he elite? Probably not. So, yeah, interesting one. We'll see how it shakes out. If Tamare's out there, though, listeners, you do waiver for him in the hope that he holds the spot. If Metcalf is out there, you do the same. Tamare, a higher claim, though, I still think, personally, out of the two. I'll give you that.
I mean, I agree, because Tamare's currently got the spot. Like, obviously we all think the Panthers will beat them based on the odds. So you'd imagine that, like, for that reason alone, that you have to own Metcalf. So, yeah, we're sort of – I think that's probably enough that you need to sort of know at this point in time.
Yep. I actually think if Penrith run with the team they've got here, I think Warriors will get them myself.
No doubt.
But, yes, good point. If Panthers at full strength would be different.
Yeah, Panthers play no Origin players.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If they play none of them, it's going to be, advantage-wise, you would think. Laban, we had a Jacob Laban sighting, mate, 60-odd, played pretty well. Could potentially fire him up this week against a weakened Panthers, but, again, nothing too crazy. We'll play the Week 15 bye, though, so just keep that one in mind as well. Yeah,
I must say on Laban, like, I do love Jacob Laban. He did get pretty lucky last week, though, for his minutes, because – there was the RTS injury, and then I forget the guy's name with the hyphen came on, double barrel name.
Tanner Stowers.
No, young fella.
The one who got injured.
The HIA.
Eddie Eremia Tavea.
Yeah, so like Eddie's technically, like, he's more of a second row style player. So I just think that any chance of Jacob Laban getting spelled was gone. So we just don't know if he's an 80-minute guy in that team. He could still be a 55 or a 60-minute player. So there's that little bit of things to – you can't just fire up Laban and go, oh, what, didn't get 80 minutes this week? How unlucky am I? Like,
that's fair.
Yeah, things did break his way a little bit last week.
Also, just the confusing case of the Lecker the Wrecker, who's been less of a wrecker this year. It's so hard not to buy into that at some point they're going to start utilizing him near the goal line. It's very confusing to me, but he's really a bye week start. Don't drop him because you can use him in 15, but, I mean, he's going to have to show something. It's tough. Meso's on board with you here too, mate. Good analysis on Laban. He's disappointed minutes-wise many times. So, yeah, hang on to Lecker. He is still a chance of coming good. I know that's becoming a bit thin of an argument. Keep on keeping on DWZ, and great bounce back by Alofi Khan Pereira. So doubles each. I did some work. All right, Book of Face, Simo. There's a few other questions. So our man Bronze Rambutan 3184. Buller or Yongi this week, we've already said. We are on board with Buller, but we do like Yongi also. They're 1 and 2 this week on waivers, most likely. McKaylee or Katonga worth a high waiver? Katonga, yes. McKaylee, no. But if you're FRF needy, he's a good option. Like, I like him with a bit of offloading in him as well. Two good options. And Ace, that was from our man Conrad. My apologies. Ace FK Patrick asks us tits or ass, mate. He's gone really the hard hitting questions. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Yep. Ed?
Oh, yeah, definitely tits. Definitely
tits. Yeah. I always like, I'm listeners know me by now. It's hard to split tits and ass, but I like a good bit of good thighs, mate. Like, you got to have that. Not the gap either. None of that bullshit. Like, good juicy set of thighs, mate, get me going in the morning. So, but I take tits over.
Thighs part of a platoon there.
Well, as part of a platoon, and also if I say tits, and the problem is I also don't want to say like no butt whatsoever, because then we've got a problem. So it's like, can I go for hourglass shape? How's that?
Yeah, sure. You're at the questions, so you can answer them too. Yep, it's fine.
Absolutely. Well, I am. That's how I'm answering, which is going to get me cop some comments there from the listeners. But it is what it is. We've got to be true to ourselves, don't we? All right. Any from X, please, Simo? That's all from the Book of Face tonight. Just a few sneaky ones.
No, we got nothing over there, mates. It's pretty quiet on the X front.
You've got bloody nothing, mate. Fair play. All right. That brings us to a quick discussion around the Listener League. Now, I do, little heads up, you and I play each other this week, Simo, with extreme... Oh, no. Meso, Chris with the Chester the molester moment. There is no... Mate, I defamed myself. I did not do a Freddie and besmirch a good family name. That is rough from you. It was a rough moment for myself, but, is what it is. All right.
That's too good.
That's good from you. Oh, Freddie, what are you doing? Honestly, no, you cannot do that. That's cool.
I loved how it also resurfaced the Fox sisters interview.
Yeah.
Pre-game chat with the kiss cam. Yeah.
That was a shocker.
Yeah, that was also just terrible.
The best all-time of that is clearly Chris Gale. I'm struggling with that. I don't watch heaps of BBL, but yeah, that one, you're blushing, baby.
Don't blush, baby. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's elite areas. Not saying it's great form, but wow, Chris Gale. All right.
Yeah.
We love female listeners, honestly. We've talked about a few things that are a little less above board, just having a bit of fun. But yeah, balanced. Well, what's the balance there, Simo? Good jawline. There you go. Good stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Give us a good jawline.
I don't know what.
They've come to the wrong place.
I don't know what the balance is there, to be fair. But all right, mate. So I'll cover off. Toddy normally does such a stellar job with this, doesn't he, listeners? So sorry I can't quite do the sexy man standard, but I'll run from top to bottom. Redfords continue to climb up the ladder, sitting in 8th place now. Comfortable win, 749, 606. Put the bye week prep in and crushed it as I did in the Liga record. So we're climbing, mate. Beat the bearded Broncos, who dropped to 4th. Simo absolutely crushed Todzer with some prep as well, 690 versus 498. So you moved into 1st, mate. How good do you run? Well done. Coming back and trying to take it.
Jesus.
Yeah, mate.
I thought our mate, sorry, don't go chasing Kurt Falls was up there, but he's
was
running away with it.
No, there's been some changes at the top, mate. I'll update you, but yeah, Kurt's dropped. He's coming closer to me now than first. But Raz, our man, I've seen him in the chat. Raz, 617 versus 493. Good prep. Took down the wet hair Nickos. Yes, so don't go chasing Curtis Falls. Did get done by SJ's Revenge. Good on you, Jared. So Curtis Falls 5th. Jared doing well in 6th there, having a good little run. Munsters Inc., who's in 2nd, Simo. This is how you took 1st. They got done by the Jerry Pies from 11th place.
Ooh.
Put the prep in, got it done. So I'm actually, this is really good, listeners. This just shows keep putting in the work. And I want to say very excitedly to announce the Silk Wood Slugs have stepped off the canvas in a bye week. 588 was enough to get the chalk list, and they have taken down Baxter's boys 588 versus 391. You love your work. Good on you, Carrot. That's good shit.
You just don't want to verse a bottom team in a bye round, do you? It's just if you can drop a lot of players, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough. Whoa, Grabs Kebabs. It says, hey, boys, watching you from the ferry from Ireland to Scotland. Holy shit, mate. How good do you run?
Hey, that's commitment.
That's awesome. I've done, what did I do? I did Belfast to Liverpool via ferry, which was a pretty rough little ride. But, never Ireland to Scotland. That's awesome, mate. Thanks for your loyal listen. That's sick. Shout out to Grabs Kebabs. Good luck watching the games over there too, big fella. Shit, that's awesome, mate. Enjoy. Have a great holiday. That's amazing. First time we've had someone tuning in from Ireland/Scotland. That's sick.
Give us a report next week on what the kebabs are actually like over that part of the world as well.
Love it, mate. Let's picture him.
Grabs kebabs.
Grabbing the kebab. I love that. That wraps up the Listener League as well, Simo. So I think I went through where everyone's sitting. So it just said, as you said, mate, you don't want to verse someone who's got the ability to drop a lot of players in buys, but all the same, just going to repeat the advice for any new listeners. make sure map ahead, guys. Like I've already got my mapping done for 15 and 18 with a rough idea of who I can drop and what I'm positioning. I've worked out when I will, and I won't share the specific details, but I've worked out one of the two of those weeks I'm absolutely cactus. The other one I wouldn't want to be versing me, and that's just the way I do it. Just sell out for one of the weeks. So you probably won't win all 3 big buy rounds, but 2 or 3 Simo has been the formula since you and I started many a year ago. So
yeah, and if you do get lucky and you win all 3, the chances are that this particular buy, these mini buys the week after, you're probably cooked as.
Yeah,
like if you've loaded up on heaps of Titans, Rabbits, Dolphins, this particular round, like you're obviously going to be struggling. But that's sort of it's sort of robbing Peter to pay Paul in a lot of these rounds, so it is hard.
Absolutely. I'd also say, listeners, just a little sneaky bit of expertise to add. With Raiders not playing the grand final, you're in a good position. You've got the round 15 bye coming up, which is the last bit of their elite bye coverage. If you can time it so that one of those players becomes a looking mighty juicy post round 15, could be the time to get off and find a way to try and go win a premiership, because you're not going to win it with too many Raiders, mate.
No, that's right. We've been saying it all preseason. The Raiders, what you do with them is going to change. Is going to affect a lot. If you hold on too long, or if you can get off them in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
I traded for Tamale last week, but that was sort of a thing that I was willing to do. But it's a double-edged sword. Like you shouldn't stuck up too many.
That's right. And just to finish with a bit of fun, very much embodying the hello sports fans from around the world. BDE has gone global. Very good. Origin kicks off at 11:30 from Glasgow tomorrow morning. That sounds like the best time of day to sit there and hit some Guinness pints, mate, and just have the best day, to be fair. Wow.
Yeah, that's good gear.
That is amazing. I would be respectfully and safely, of course, hammered on Guinness if that was the eventuality. Go the Blues. Not behind that, mate, but good stuff, Grabs. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Simo, your internet was absolutely shocking, so we do apologize to the listeners. That's the worst it's ever been. That was terrible, but we got through, mate.
Somehow, just don't let me say more than one sentence. We knew it was going to be crap, and it sure as hell was. So yeah, get that India BDE listeners, bloody hell.
Get that India apparently, but no, and we'll shout out to the 2 odd man. No doubt he'll watch this to enjoy some nighttime festivities and. Better Wi-Fi on the ferry, says Grabs Kebabs. That's good form. You've copped it in the chat tonight, mate. You number one ventriloquist.
Well, I don't like. I can't sit here and defend it. It is what it is. Fully deserved, and
it's been horrible.
I'll cop it. Yeah,
it's been horrible. But no, mate. When we've heard your analysis, been good as always. You and I will continue to disagree to the end of time. It just feels right, mate. It's in the heart, to be fair.
It's good.
Enjoy Origin. It's going to be awesome tomorrow night. Bit of hype and lack of clarity as to who the favorite is, in my opinion, this series. Like, it's genuinely a coin flip. So absolutely pumped. I will say what I always do every year for those who've been with us. Queenslander. You got to love it. Meso. Get around it. Epic potty gents. Love it as always. Happy Origin. Happy round turn. Happy Rugby League. Very good. See you, Mr. Abdo. You've served us fairly well, I suppose, but chat for another day. Listeners, thank you heaps as always for those who've tuned in and give us some great questions and comments. We appreciate it every week. Please like and subscribe. We've just snuck up to 150 subscribers, I must say, on YouTube, which for us, little potty that could. We're trying to keep growing. It's a milestone, so we'll enjoy that. Guys, we want to really try and shoot towards that 500 mark as soon as we can, because we want to be able to give you better and better content and some, hopefully pay for Simo's internet. So if you could get around us, that would be magnificent. But as always, listeners, get that BD India or